Let me start this video out by telling you the things that I was wrong about. I was wrong about there being two major sunspots on the sun that would represent our Neptune and Eris alignment approaches. I was wrong when I guessed that Asteroid Fight Club members with public influence would have hopped on the bandwagon by now to help warn and prepare people. And I didn't foresee the second hurricane that the models continue to draw up. I mean, the models have drawn it up, and I thought the second one would probably go out to sea. And so, even though since April I have been warning about a Category 3 or higher hurricane hitting New Jersey, New York, New England, and North Carolina, so I've been part of it, that everybody on the coast, and this includes Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, all up the East Coast, needs to be prepared, because at this point we don't know what's going to happen. But I did know that my haters were probably going to lose their minds when the Euro verified what I've been saying all along. So please pray for me. This is the Euro, and pray that these hurricanes all go out to sea, because the one I've been predicting does have a 20% chance, that was my initial assessment, to go out to sea. And I believe prayer helps. But this is only 3 days away for Florida. And pray for the people in the Bahamas who were devastated, Abacoa Island, when Category 5 hurricane sat over them for about 5 days. But so this would develop by the weekend, and then it would slowly move up the coast according to the Euro, and actually take a turn into the cove that constitutes the North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, New England area, and then move out to sea. I believe now the models have it as Category 2 hurricane, but because I based this off the March storm that devastated Nebraska 6 months ago, we need to be prepared for this to be a Category 3 hurricane or higher. And it's got a little binary buddy behind it. This is now the GFS. I think the last time I checked, it's given us an out to sea option. And it has definitely been not as intense on the development of the low pressure system. The one thing that gives me an advantage in my mind over pro meteorologists and the models is that my prediction for this hurricane was based off the Neptune opposition, and the one in October is off the Eris opposition. And so if I'm correct and exterior planetary forces affect our atmosphere, because I'm pretty sure the whole solar system is connected by magnetic fields, and God only knows what else. And so if our understanding of a hurricane is not complete, and everyone will admit that our understanding of hurricanes is not completely complete, then that leaves room for the models to be wrong long range and medium range up until about 2 to 3 days. And so the GFS doesn't bring about any type of important life-threatening threat until around the 21st. But if you'll notice, it also still goes to the exact location that I had predicted. And like I said, it could go out to sea. So, but seriously, this area is what we're talking about. And most Mets, because they have employers who have rules, are showing people pretty much the options for a week out is usually a lot for them. And so few of these options that we're seeing showing it to be a threat to New Jersey, New York, New England. A lot of people have said in the comments they aren't hearing about it. But as Anthony Siciliano points out, it's all very complex. To say that the large-scale pattern over the Atlantic Ocean is complex would be an understatement. Safe to say, to prepare for erratic outputs, it is always mesmerizing, and informative watching these water vapor loops. And so we can already start to see some spin here. Although that is not the area of concern. The area of concern is supposed to grow out of here. BIRDWOOD, the wave master, is also putting out a bit of an alert to people that it is now time to be on high alert and have a plan in place. Because if the damage in Abaco Island should have shown, if you have anything, I would guess over Cat 3, you really don't want to be in the area when it makes landfall. And to remember, Hurricane Dorian created a 100-foot wave as high as Newfoundland. And so a lot of the coastal areas would have difficulty, I would think, with anything over 25-foot waves. BIRDWOOD, the Florida Wave Master. Okay, now it's a conspiracy. 18Z GFS. I keep waiting for the GFS to change its mind, but it's insistent on, well, never mind. You get the picture. A 959 hurricane would make it a Category 3. And this brought to us by Tom Brady fan, I would guess. A slight change in location of the high pressure could make this an extremely devastating situation. New Thor has been on this since April, but we didn't know is what this could bring. It's a double whammy. Again, start your hurricane preparations. Better safe than sorry. And a lot of meteorologists are gun shy because, if you say, hey, everybody prepare for a major hurricane, and then it just misses, people are like, oh my God, you got it wrong. But I think it's always better to prepare for the worst. And then if it doesn't happen, thank God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. But, people can be hard to please these days. And especially pleasing everyone, that's almost impossible. 957, that's one run. But it wouldn't be pretty. This has kind of caught everybody off guard. And everybody's kind of freaked out because meteorologists love the Euro. And the Euro nailed Sandy. Technically, I've been waiting since April to do this. Welcome to the party, pal. Because the more people I get that are informing people of the danger of this situation, the easier it will be for people to be prepared. Mike's weather page, tropical update, unexpected East Coast action maybe. Models for this Sunday. Different models. And this was 14 hours ago. Though, as I've hammered home, we've been expecting trouble for the East Coast on the 18th to the 23rd. Michael Ventris, a significant change in the Euro prediction of Invest 95L. The model now keeps the system offshore from Florida, allowing it to intensify over the warm Atlantic. The model is now predicting a more robust tropical cyclone threatening the entire U.S. eastern seaboard. And this is why I've been talking about it since April, because technically there are 112 million people along the eastern seaboard. It is my job as Planetary Defense Commander to protect all the people, all the animals, and the planet, regardless of your political or religious beliefs. You're all my family. And you need to remember that no one can explain why we had a 968 millibar low over Nebraska that devastated the Midwest and left 300 rivers flooding in March. It's basically a land hurricane. And I said 6 months from now, watch out for this storm to be hitting about here as a hurricane and probably 25% or more stronger than what this one was. And I'm definitely not trying to scare anyone. We just deal in worst case scenarios. No, pray for the best case. But Manhattan is not geared for strong storm surge or big waves. And so I'm just asking people to be prepared, because this thing is 7 to 10 days out. And like Dorian, the original projection took it here, but then has switched. And so, out to sea option would be wonderful. And technically, I'd still get it right because I've already said that. And so this is what we want, but people definitely need to be prepared for, the possibility of a major hurricane in about a week. Although technically, if you're in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, it could get intense starting as soon as Sunday. So nobody wants a hurricane party. I know, I get it. But, 2018, 2017, 2019 haven't exactly been handing us all the things we want now, has it? The CMC is now showing us a best case scenario with development and then out to sea where nobody is really hurt or affected. The ICON has dual lows forming. This only takes us up to the 17th, but it agrees that something will be forming off the coast of Florida and by the Gulf, and that Texas would get a tropical storm, and then this would start that slow, strange drift, strengthening as a hurricane, and then it only takes us as far as the 17th. Whoops, was there dead air there? I meant to hit a button, I did not. And so this is the Euro run again, and just I'm going to do what I can to keep everybody informed. There's no need to panic, but definitely have a plan in place, because this thing has major potential to be damaging and threaten lives, including you, your friends, your pets, your family. And so if you are going to be in the landfalling area, if this does turn out to be a landfalling hurricane, and it is supposed to be over a Cat 3, I definitely wouldn't stay there. And remember, the category can be misleading because that's only sustained wind speeds. Hurricanes can definitely even be a Cat 1 and be very damaging. But, something like this, would be like 42-foot waves. Up and down the coast. I mean, granted, they wouldn't be that high coming in on this, but as I've said, it may take a while for models to nail the intensity. And it definitely has a chance to be a Category 3 hurricane or stronger. So everybody up from Florida and Nova Scotia, I would recommend being ready. We are in peak hurricane season, day 12 of 60. So I'll do everything I can to keep you all as informed as possible. And if you do send me some letters, I would super love it and appreciate it, because I always feel appreciated. And I got a feeling the next week or 2 weeks is going to be extremely, extremely stressful. So everybody stay cool. God bless everyone. And I will be back in the near future with updates. Unless the bad guy ninjas take me out and then know that I loved you and I did my best. Okay. Stay cool. God bless everyone.